Now Lafarge, but then it was Blue Circle.
Yeah.
Now they were your very first major clients that sort of gave you the break. Now your operations have enlarged because you've had a wide array of demand from other industries. So tell me what your operations are right now.
Well, I would not say we worked towards the demand of the other industries. It wasn't that it just came like that. We had, as a foundry, it's a very particular type of industry because it's not like you can go and say somebody needs 100 pieces of that or 200 pieces of that or whatever. Foundry is basically we custom make parts according to various equipment. It's not even industries. For example, the quarry industry, you can have 100 different types of crushers. Each crusher has different parts. They might have the same part called the jaw plate, for example, but that jaw plate is different in each of the 100 different types of crushers, and also the metal specifications and so on. So it's a very particular industry because we custom make parts according to the various clients we have and industry.
Right, so tell me about those products that clients usually come to you for.
Clients come to us basically for the standard products that they have, like quarries come in for their consumable parts, cement plants come for their consumable parts that wear out. We have clients who come who have parts that have broken or worn out over time and they can't buy them abroad anymore because the original equipment manufacturer has closed down and so on. So then there are clients who want improvements and they come to us and want us to help them with the design of new products and so on. So it's an interesting relationship because you have to work with your client and the client has to work with you. Because we can even take a part that has been designed abroad and the client, when he's using that part that he designed abroad, might have somewhere an erroneous design side to it, in which case we can improve on that design. So this is what is the big difference of a foundry. A foundry makes parts custom makes parts according to what the client wants.
What's the measure of the intervention at that time? Was it a holistic intervention in terms of plant machinery? Did you have funds to do business as well?
In those days, the intervention was all in foreign exchange, and it was payable back in foreign exchange. So whenever the Naira devalued, we had to pay at the devalued rate of the Naira. So the first loan was, if I remember, was a African Development Bank loan via an IDB. The second one was an EIB loan. So it was a very big challenge because the Naira was devaluing, and it was devaluing in such a rate that it went, for example, from 22 Naira to 85 during the second intervention, and that meant that overnight you had to repay back your commitments in US dollars and pounds and whatever was the currency that the equipment was bought in.
You talked about the Bank of Industry giving you working capital. This is something that the Bank of Industry hardly does.
Yeah.
Why did you think they considered you at that time for working capital?
Because we are probably one of the extremely few old customers and who have paid them reliably and on time. We are looking as from middle of this year to submit another proposal for a completely new technology upgrade of the foundry.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
We are looking of going now to the cutting edge of technology. We are looking at going into 3D printing for foundries. There's right now, even in the US, there's only about 20 foundries that are using some form of 3D printing.
What's the future of foundries?
Well, the future of foundries, like I said, is moving away from actually just copying castings, and it's now moving into product design. And that's where the whole future is going. It's no longer will you just be making a casting, you'll be designing a product according to the requirements of the equipment manufacturers. And that's where we are heading for. Right now we are looking at making more castings for the oil and gas industry. We can only do that by going into 3D printing for foundries. We are looking like making valves and such things. We are looking at moving into the automotive industry. So there is a broad range, but again, these are all different types of technologies which we need to buy machinery and incorporate the new technologies.
I need you to think for a moment. If there wasn't a bank, an industrial development bank like the Bank of Industry, what would your business have been like?
Well, I wouldn't, let me put it this way, if it wasn't a bank that gave gave loans at interest rates of 10%, it would have been very hard. In fact, it's been many times very hard, the fact that all these years we had to work with working capital that came from commercial banks. So, I mean, there's nothing, you cannot, it's like giving an industrialist a teacup without a saucer. The working capital is required. You can't just go and buy the machinery and so on and not have the working capital. So it is imperative that there is working capital attached to it.
Now, Nigerian Foundries has been inducted into the Bank of Industry Hall of Fame. How does that make you feel, and what does that really mean to you?